folks, welcome back to the channel and to the workshop. I was hoping to put up a little woodworking video for you this week, but unfortunately I was called away to work last week, so I haven't had the chance. So lucky you, it's guitar build number 2. So without further ado, let's get into it. See you later. Right, I've clamped the pattern to the top of the neck now, and what I've got to do is drop these in as required and I can draw around them. The only awkward bits I'm going to get are the bits that actually drop inside the neck itself. And I'm sure obviously the neck will be tapered. From here, that's where the fingerboard will end, and that's where the nut is. And there will actually be a taper which has all got to be taken into account when cutting, chopping and shaping. But for now, the main priority is getting some shape cut into these bouts, or bits of wood I've made into the bouts. I don't think I can see it there, but there is a pencil line on there somewhere. Yeah, whatever. There you go, that'll be easier to see, I think. Marvellous. I'm sure the shape will change ever so slightly as I'm cutting and chopping and making things so they all sort of fit comfortably. But for now, that'll do. Right, back to you in a bit. Right, let's run this through the bone saw. Right. Right, let's go back to the pattern. And there we have it, roughly. That's the sort of shape I was going for. The idea is, this is this guitar's for me, and I play upright string bass. You may have seen many videos ago I had to do some refurbishment to it because it got dropped and broke into many pieces. So what I'm trying to do is create a bass guitar. I've got a fretless bass guitar made for me by a guy named John Diggins through another very good friend of mine who I built a boat for. But what I wanted was a guitar that I wanted to build, really. And this will be a fretted guitar, which makes, when I ever get round to practicing again, makes practicing a lot easier for getting finger positions on the fretboard, etc. And I thought, well, I'm making it out of bits of wood that I've got left over from other jobs and lying around the workshop. It's not going to cost me a great deal, apart from the mechanisms, probably 50 or 60 quid, maybe 70 quid. Or even if it costs 100 quid, it's still a cheap bass guitar, and it'll be something that is completely and utterly unique to me. Which, as far as I'm concerned, is a bonus. There we go, stop it dropping off then. And this, that section there, oh dear, represents the old style, as in the old upright bass. And there'll be a carved F hole in there, so it looks like it's a proper bass on the top. We shall see.
That's a great score. Well done. 27 points. Puts you in a good position for 3.
the last few clips have just been rough shaping of the neck. Taken out and routed down the taper, so that's okay. I've just got to do the transitions. I've got to take out the neck section to get the neck at the right thickness, and as you've seen, I've just routed out the slot for the truss rod. Right, I've been a bit lax with the videoing actually. I've been more intent on actually doing the job rather than videoing it. But here's an update. I have tapered the head down, but that's a completely separate thing as opposed to normal design on a bass guitar. And I have shaped the bouts, and actually that one is glued on and stuck. This is the bottom one, the bottom bout, which will be, that's the knee rest if you want to sit down and play it. I've also done a lot of carving out on the back. So I've put I've roughly radiused the neck. That's obviously got a lot of finishing off to do. And I've roughly carved out the access there, finger access for the bottom end of the fingerboard. And a similar situation with this one. Obviously a lot of work left still to do with those. Most of it has been done by hand really, with gouges and chisels. If I was making a living out of luthiering, I would obviously set up some jigs, make jigs, sort out tools and things that do the job more quickly and more consistently. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this other bout on there, like so. I'm sure you can, which gives us the overall shape of the body. I'm going to use super glue. I've got some thick super glue because this is a Roco. It's quite an oily timber, and I've wiped it off with some DNA to degrease it. But the compounds in cyanacrylate will actually cut through the grease, or not grease, oil, and hopefully, theoretically, provide a better stick. So that's next on the list. I'll put you somewhere where you can watch me doing that. Right, let's see if we can get this together and clamped up before it goes off really. Not the sound of that. Right.